welcome to the side panel. I am your host, and this week I will be reviewing three movies. The first of which will be Aladdin, the second will be Ma, and the third will be Godzilla, King of Monsters. So, having said all that, why don't we just go ahead and get started, shall we? We shall. The first movie that I'm going to be reviewing is Aladdin. Aladdin is a 2019 film that is a live action adaptation of the original animated story put out by Disney oh so many moons ago. Originally, well, okay, there's not really much I can say. We've all seen the original Aladdin, Disney's version of the movie, and we all loved it. Robin Williams being the highlight of that film. His portrayal of the genie was iconic and just amazing, and it's something that was added to his legacy and carried on with him even through his passing. This movie decided to try and tell the same story in a live-action version with some CGI effects, but because of the passing of Robin Williams, they had to recast Genie. In his place is Will Smith. The music and all the songs and everything from the original were carried over, and I gotta say, I thought the movie was actually pretty cool. Again, big fan of the original, so I went into this hopeful and was not that upset. The set pieces were great. The musical dance numbers were pretty cool. The acting wasn't too bad at all. Sorry, I'm blanking out. Mina Masad, who plays Aladdin, and Naomi Scott, who played Jasmine, were great in their portrayal of those characters. Their voices and the songs and their demeanor and everything about them came across as the animated versions did. So I thought that was cool. What I did not like about the film was the actor that portrayed Jafar in Marwan Kenzari, and believe it or not, Will Smith. I thought the movie was great, except for the parts that Will Smith was in, because, well, he tried to be something he's not. I don't want to say that he tried to be Robin Williams, but when in the original all the songs and everything was created and even ad-libbed by Robin Williams, to come back as Will Smith and just reciprocate those lines, it just didn't work. Like, the same jokes didn't work. And then on top of that, he had to add his own Will Smith charm to it, and so he, made another like Men in Black song that he added to it. So there was a big rap going on that I just didn't. I don't know. I just kind of didn't go along with, and I don't know. He just seeing Will Smith smile 24/7 just doesn't do it for me anymore. His cute little Fresh Prince act isn't him anymore. To see him do that, you can tell that he was obviously trying to portray a role and do everything he could to not betray Robin Williams' legacy, but in doing so, ruin the movie. I thought that, I thought that the movie should not have been made, because there's nobody that could have replaced Robin Williams. And if you're going to do a different genie because of Robin Williams not being able to be there anymore, then you should do totally different portrayal of him. You should have new lines. You should have new songs. You should have more things that were going to personify the genie to that actor. So it should have been Will Smith. The genie should have been, and Will Smith should have been one, instead of Will Smith portraying Robin Williams' version of the genie. You know what I mean? And because of that, that's where the film lacks, in my opinion. The actor that portrayed Jafar was just horrible, just overacting. And there was a new song that was added to the movie that was divided into two parts. So the first part of this new song was pretty cool and it was good to see. But the second part became a music video, and in that aspect, completely took me out of the movie at that time. So, yeah, it was just upsetting in that manner. Otherwise, the effects, everything else, the carpet, the tiger, Abu, Iago, all that stuff. Iago didn't have that much of a major role as he did in the original film, but he was still there and he was still talking, still being Iago. Abu still being Abu. Um, so yeah, I mean it was pretty cool, except for like I said, Will Smith and Jafar. So there you go. Take it as you will. Um, Again, coming from uh, both a dramatic and comedy family as well as musical. Like I'm not afraid to go see Rent in any way, shape, or form anywhere ever. I've seen Wicked. I've seen all that stuff. My wife is currently in Mary Poppins, so like being musical movies and stuff like that, going to those things, I do not shy away from, and I don't mind. So, being from that kind of a background and coming and seeing this, like I had no problem with the singing and all that. I thought it was pretty cool to see that all, with the exception of Will Smith. So, uh, take that as you will. Moving forward onto the next movie, we have Ma. Ma is a film starring Octavia Spencer and Juliette Lewis, Diane Silvers, Luke Evans, McKaylee Miller, Missy Pyle, Corey Fogelman. Ma's a movie about a veterinarian's assistant who is trying to be accepted into youth groups because she's lonely. So she invites a bunch of teenagers into her basement and allows them a room to party in and get drunk. She goes and buys the alcohol for them, and they come on over and they party, and stuff goes weird from there. It was projected as a psychological horror film. The commercials and the trailers show a lot of aspects that make you think that there's something wrong with this woman and that she's just all murdered, deathy, killy stuff is going to happen, and that this isn't the first time it's happened. But when you go see the movie, you see that that's all false, and that the movie itself is crap, absolute crap. I did not enjoy it at all. There was no real suspense. There was no final ending. There was nothing. It was like a pointless movie. You realize early on that it's not about her being creepy or anything. It's just about her getting revenge, and it takes a totally different trip from there. And because of that, I just didn't enjoy the movie at all. Like I was actually upset that I went and saw it. And the only reason I went and saw it, honestly, is because I needed to kill some time before I saw the next film I'm going to review, Godzilla, King of Monsters. Alright, so if you know me, you know I'm a big kaiju fan. You know I'm a big dork. Coming from an Asian background, I kind of have a automatic love for all things Godzilla and Kung Fu and Bruce Lee. So put all those in my bloodline, and there you go. I remember growing up watching the Godzilla movies on Channel 5 with Dick Van Patten. Is it Dick Van Patten? No. Anyway, the guy that did the Popeye cartoons, he would also do movies on the weekends. And so, he would sit there and introduce the movies, and boom, here we go. We got War of the Gargantuas going on. We got Mechagodzilla. We got the Smog Monster. We got Rodan, Mothra, Gamera, King Ghidorah. Well, we have all these movies coming up on the screen, and I loved them. I loved every single one of them. I couldn't get enough. With two little Japanese girls singing Mothra, yeah, while Mothra was flying. Man, loved them all, right? So, the recent iteration of the Godzilla franchise and the rebirth of them has been very exciting for me. Granted, disappointingly, the first film was not all that it could have been. because they didn't really focus on the monsters fighting. They just showed them fighting in the background while human elements were happening. Okay, well, that's disappointing, but I still geeked out because it was Godzilla, right? Shoot. Then, Kong Skull Island came along, and that movie was awesome. Like, and you go to find out that the movies are tying together. And then here we come, Godzilla King of Monsters, the sequel to both of them. Now, in this film, the group known as Monarch, which you've seen in both the first Godzilla and Kong Skull Island, are currently investigating what they're known as other Titans, classifying Godzilla and all the other monsters like him as Titans. Um, and so they're investigating other ones that they found throughout various locations around the world. And in doing so, unleashing 3 other Titans in the form of Rodan, Mothra, and King Ghidorah. Um, and then, boom, big Patel kaiju monster fighting death go. Yeah. What can I say about this movie? A lot of people are dogging on it. A lot of people are saying that one of my friends went and saw the movie before I did, and when she came out, we talked, and she said that, and she and her friend that were there saying that the actors seemed like they phoned in all their roles. The movie was boring. At one point, they had both gotten up and gone to the bar, all this stuff, and it just held no interest to them. And so I went to the movie a little trepidatious about it, wondering, well, A, what were you expecting? And B, are you sure you saw the right movie? And then the movie came on, and my friends and I were all sitting there like giddy, and I was treated to a 2-hour visual gift to my eyes, man. This movie was, if anything, this movie was beautiful. The visuals, the scenery, everything was just gorgeous. They were like works of art on the screen. Works of art that I've always wanted to see. A lot of what you see in the trailers. Full, long views of like Godzilla and King Ghidorah, both full form with a background, just staring at each other in the same shot. Mothra's wings fully expanding. Rodan, it was just beautiful. It was a beautifully shot movie. In that alone, should have gained some love from the reviewers. And then you have monster on monster fighting, which was completely awesome. And so I don't understand where the hate is coming from. I loved it. I thought the movie was great. Was it a perfect movie? No, it never is. But have you ever seen a Godzilla movie? When has any Godzilla movie ever in the history of Godzilla movies been a perfect movie? When has any of their stories made sense? When has any of the acting been, Oscar winning? When has any of that? It hasn't. It hasn't. The story goes along just to introduce why monsters are fighting, and that's all there is to it. Whether it ever makes sense or not, well, you're trying to make sense of a film where 1 second Godzilla is swimming in a big ocean, and the next second he stands up during the swim and he's knee deep in it. Like, where did the ground suddenly come from to hold him up? Like, this is the universe you're talking about that you're trying to nitpick, okay? And that's just not going to happen. It's a Godzilla movie. It's big fighting with monsters. The dream would be to see, all the monsters from Godzilla versus, Cloverfield versus the Pacific Rim. Those would all be awesome. And that's what I wanted out of this movie, and I got exactly what I wanted. I loved every second of it. I thought the acting was kind of cool because they had a lot of big name actors in there. You had Kyle Chandler, Vera Farmiga, Millie Bobby Brown, Bradley Whitford, Sally Hawkins, Charles Dance, Thomas Middleditch, Aisha Hines, O'Shea Jackson Jr., David Stratham, Ken Watanabe, and Zheng Ji. And I don't know what else you want to do. It pays homage to everything you grew up with in the Japanese world, the Toho, Godzillas, Um, there were so many different hidden Easter eggs here too that like my friends and I were just giggling because we all knew we were like woohoo, you know. And I don't know, I just had a great time, and that's what Godzilla movies are about. You go in, you leave your brain at the door, you watch a great monster movie, and you have a good time. If you can do it with your friends, even better. And that's what I got to do. So, in my opinion, Godzilla, man, paid off. I would recommend, though, you see it in the biggest screen humanly possible, be it IMAX, Cine1, Dolby Atmos, whatever, RPX, whatever it's called at your local theater. If you don't have a big screen, make the drive and go to a big screen. IMAX would be perfect for this movie. I am going to go see it in IMAX because it deserves the IMAX treatment. It is a beautiful, gorgeous movie. Make sure that your IMAX has a decent stereo system because, yeah, it's going to rock. So, having said that, I hope everybody, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know. There is a section that I post here with the show that allows you to leave me a message, a voice message, that I can have played and answer on the show. So please do that. It should be a lot of fun. I am all over the social media world. You can find me anywhere you'd like to look. You can find me under either Forbidden Panel or Draven, Draydn. Add me, talk to me, insult me, I don't care. Any questions, shoot me an email, forbiddenpanel@gmail.com. Check out the website while you're here. Get prepared because I'll be at Robo Toy Fest coming up here soon, and then Comic-Con in July, so that should be a lot of fun. Next week is X-Men. See how that one goes. I have no high hopes for that. Alright guys, well thanks a lot, and we'll see you again soon.